Ellenborough Park West is quite unique in its aspect in that it faces almost directly onto the Bristol Channel. And so the majority of the trees in that park are trees that they have to be able to cope with the strong winds and the saline content of the winds. And so a lot of the trees along that west boundary are trees like Quercus ilex, the home oak, or sometimes called the holly oak, which is an evergreen oak, which we see in a lot of our parks, and that's very good at tolerating the weather conditions. There are some sycamores there and some limes, and also the Monterey cypress, macrocarpa. There's a really beautiful specimen of that in the centre of the park, which has its origins on the west coast of California, obviously, Monterey cypress. And they, as well as providing their intrinsic beauty, they provide a windshield and a kind of microclimate within the park. When we took on that park, of course, it's during the pandemic. We wanted to have a space where there was the element of the natural health service. When you walk into a treed area, whether you know it or not, your system starts to relax. Your heart rate slows down a little bit. Your blood pressure drops, and we're primates. We're from the trees, and early man, his earliest interaction with trees were because they were providing him with food and fuel, and so very early on, Homo sapiens got into managing trees for their benefit. And so we have this real deep connection with trees, and they affect us intrinsically, but they also help us on a health level. So you've heard of forest bathing, which is said to originate in Japan. So it's when you go and walk mindfully in an area of trees, and the scents and the phenolic oils from the trees affect us. So we breathe in the scents of the trees. That also helps stimulate or calm the parasympathetic nervous system, and just by being in a location with trees helps our system, stimulating the parasympathetic system. Then it takes us out of the stress response, fight or flight, and brings us into a more relaxed space. And then that just allows us to slow down, and it also allows our immune system and our body just to work better. And also, if you're in a hospital and you can see a tree from your bed, or even just a plant, you actually heal faster. Connection between trees and our health goes on many levels. And also, one of the things that the Climate Change Working Party discussed was that with the pandemic, there's a lot of personal mourning, but there's also a kind of collective grief that's going on. And they wanted us to provide this space for the residents of Weston, so that they have chance to come back into the world in a gentle way, but also they have a space where they can go and just work through the emotions in a way that's in a place that's intrinsically healing them because of the trees that are around them.